Today we are going to show you how we turn our sink from this to this. If you want to find out, keep watching.
What's going on, everybody? Grayson from OurFulltimeAdventure, and today we are doing something that we needed to come back to the United States to do. If you watched our video, we're replacing our sink. So we ordered a sink here from Amazon. It's actually a lot bigger than the one we have here. It's 17 inches by 15 inches by like 10 inches, and this one is probably, I think it's a 17 by 13. But if you see the interior space, you don't actually get it all. So our faucet broke, we're gonna replace it, and of course all the bolts are rusted out. So the process of getting this out is a lot different than usually just unscrewing it. So let me get this out, I'll show you what it looks like once it's out.
And if your sink was not rusted out, you literally would just pop off these black things that were here and stick the screwdriver in there and get the screws out.
And so I think my technique is to just bend these brackets until they break. Kind of like that.
Yeah, popped
and then
up.
Do the other four. The next one. So right under the drain there's a little screw here, or I guess you'd call it like a drain screw, I don't know. Hoping no weird water or anything comes out on me.
Yeah, the water's turned off,
nope.
But who knows? No?
So that's good.
He's just disconnecting from the hot water and the cold water.
You just lift up the front.
That is so big. Look how deep it is.
10 inches, all 10 of them. Each one counts. I'm marking this to cut it square, or as square as I think it is. And if we mess this up, we'll have a crooked sink.
Okay, so we got our little sketch out of where it's going to be cut.
Very beautifully cut. Just notched out the corners. Let's see how it fits.
Aha! Looks great. Look at that.
Nice and deep.
Look how deep this sink is.
I think this is a deeper sink than we had in any of our RVs besides our first travel trailer, and if we have a picture of that, we can put it up here. But we probably don't. But
yeah,
that was pretty deep, remember? So I gotta go in and get that putty that goes between the drain and the sink. I also need to get some caulking, and I also need to get the purple. Actually, let me see if I need to get that first. I had to cut off the elbow as well as a little bit of the pipe in order to fit the new sink. So now I'm gonna go into Home Depot and grab a new elbow as well as some plumber's glue. So I had to go inside to grab a new pipe because I cut the old one. Freaking stinks, that's all I have to say. And basically I got Plumbers Putty, which is gonna go between this part of the drain that actually gets closed in there and the bottom part, so there's no leaks. And you know who you are who told me to put that in there. Shout out to you. And so I'm gonna put a little bead of this around, and Ashley can come show you. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, if I can get it to stay. And I don't know how big of a bead you're supposed to make. They call it a bead. And I mean, I think you're supposed to do this. And I say that because it came with these little rubber things, but I guess that's not good enough. And so now that I have that putty in the bottom, I'm hoping it's the right stuff. If we get a spring a leak, I'm gonna be upset. Ow. So I got this. I'm not sure if we're supposed to use it on the plastic stuff, but figured better off safe than sorry. I got the fast set pipe glue. We're gonna see how fast it sets. It says in Spanish.
It smells.
So I'm gonna apply a full even coat. Sorry about that car in the background. That's what it said to do. And then it said to take this pipe and apply a medium amount, whatever that means. I'd say it's pretty full coat, even though it said medium. And then it says to apply another full coat. So we decided to go away with the putty because there's a huge gap from the putty. And so supposedly this is adhesive. We're gonna find out in the next couple of days if it's really adhesive. You do all the way.
Oh, much better, yeah. And now we're weighing it down so it can dry and stay flush.
So as you saw yesterday, we installed the sink, and instead of the putty, we put the little caulking sealant around. and it actually set overnight because it was kind of shifting last night, forward and back. I mean, we were gonna put a little bit of putty under one side and seal it, but we're just gonna reseal it again after I drill this hole or use a hole saw. So we used to have a hole saw that was proper size, but we lost it. So we went and bought a kit that has 5 different hole saws, and we bought this beautiful faucet, and we really like it. So we're just debating where it should go and how it should go, and we'll show you the process. So to sum it all up, basically we had to break the mounts of the old sink to remove the old one because the bolts were rusted out or the screws were rusted out. Then we dry traced the sink is what I would call it, or just roughly measured. Jigsaw cut each corner, dropped it in, make sure that it actually fit. So once we figured out that it actually fit, we had to figure out where the P-trap had to be in order for the sink to work with the P-trap. So I ended up cutting the P-trap to the left about 4 inches and then re-gluing a new P-trap on there, as you guys saw. Reconnected the sink and did all that jazz, which was kind of a hassle because the P-trap wasn't really lining up correctly at first. Then for the faucet and the soap dispenser, we took a hole saw, and I thought I had the right size because on our last truck camper we installed the faucet behind the sink and we had the proper sized hole saw, which I couldn't find. So we had to go buy an entire pack of hole saws in order to install the faucet. So we made a hole for the faucet with the hole saw, fed the tubing or piping or whatever you want to call it, supply lines in, and we did hot to hot, cold to cold obviously, and then there's a third one which is what is weighted and helps pull that back down basically once it's pulled out. You connect the weight, connect the 2 ends together because one's high and doesn't move and one's low, which is where the weight connects. Connect those 2 together and you screw the sink in or the faucet in from the bottom side and it works. So pretty simple install for that. And then for this we did a hole saw as well, and there's a huge container there that actually holds the soap. So you tighten this part down and then you can actually screw that container onto the other side of that. And so the sink has a couple settings. It has on, it has that, and then it also has stop, which is kind of nice, but we probably never actually use that. And then it did come with a little plug and a little catch can that's in there. Let me see if I can get it out. A little catch can, which is pretty cool. All goes right back in. And it's very, very watertight with just that little drain in there. And obviously the soap. Pretty cool. We never had that before. So we appreciate you guys watching this far. This was a it was time consuming for us because 1, we couldn't find certain tools. 2, the whole P-trap mess of it leaking and not leaking, and then we also had the faucet leaking a little bit when I first hooked it up, and some of the stuff we don't have videos for because I had to have Ashley holding one thing while I was doing another, and then we had everything all over the counter and the kitchen table. But we do appreciate you guys watching this far, and if you want to see more DIY type stuff, let us know. We love to work on our stuff. We love to tinker, or at least I do. And Ashley just likes the end result, like having a sink that's 10 inches deep opposed to like 4 inches deep. So, thank you again. We love you guys. Make sure you hit the bell so you see our next video and stay up to date on our videos. Make sure you're subscribed because that helps us provide more content for you because we know you like it by subscribing, so it makes us want to make more videos. And then obviously make sure you like the video if you liked it and comment down below your favorite part or if you want to see more DIYs and that type of thing. So see you guys in the next one. Until then, stay tuned.